Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opening for the Bridal Fashion Week. We are on the Saturday, it's April 12th. So we're gonna open from here. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the house, and we are in front of the mic, the speakers. So let's get the rolling. Okay. Can you tell them what is your name?
Kevin Mock.
Kevin, you've been house for the Bridal Fashion Week for the last 7 years. What it takes to sustain so many years and keep your center spot?
Well, you have to do a good job. You have to know what you're doing as far as shooting fashion goes. And also, there's a lot of loyalty involved in shooting fashion as well under the same house.
Okay. Look, how do you set up your meter? Like, do you put a model in front and just test the lights? Like, how do you prepare? Like, do you bring? Let's say we have very high, I would say, music right now, and speakers right next to the riser. Like, do you bring your plugs for your ears? Like, how do you come probably the first one here, and you're gonna be leaving the last one, so you're gonna have very, very long day. How do you maintain your posture?
Well, I actually do carry earplugs everywhere I go.
Okay.
And as far as posture goes, I stay seated for the most part nowadays when I shoot. I used to stand up, but it does take a toll on you shooting so many hours throughout the day. So, and get up after every show, take walks around, just to keep the body kind of fresh. If you have a designer with a lot of looks, it will take its toll on you.
Okay. Do you discuss with the designers up front, like what kind of looks they want? Do they want details, like in a particular garment, or they want like a general shot, like a full body? Like, is there a particular style that each designer requires, or it's just everybody gets the same Vogue kind of walk left feet on the ground shot?
Runway in general, you do want to have that magazine print kind of shot where that foot is down and back foot slightly up, yeah. And then you're always going to go back if you have access to the backstage and get those detail shots, whether it's shoes or accessories or the actual outfits. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's very different, a bridal fashion versus regular fashion, like a high-end fashion. Like, there are garments are very large. Usually, sometimes it's lingerie bridal. What is the distinction in it? Like, the walk is different, slower, so there is not less bouncy work.
It should be slower. It does help out the photographer more because we can generally take down the shutter speed and adjust the ISO, bring that down more, so there's less noise in the photo. So that does help having a slow walk. Yes, the dresses are a little bit bigger, so you may have to bring a wider lens out with you. I'm actually shooting a mid-range lens today.
But bridal, it's all mostly white. So we have a white background and a big white dress. What is the key to get the shot? So it's not just big white piece of white, but how do you get the dimension, the 3D effect?
Well, you do want to make sure you have a good white balance. The Kelvin is how we generally shoot, and everybody will come up to me and ask me, what's the Kelvin today? And I can tell them it's generally going to be right around here within 200 degrees. If you can get that Kelvin setting right, we'll have a test lighting about 2 hours before the show, and all the photographers will match it up, perhaps pull out a white balance card and get that proper so the dress is the right color.
If folks wants to hire you, do you have Instagram or Facebook page they can reach out to you? What's your
Kevin Mock Photo Instagram page?
Guys, check it out. If he's doing this for 7 years, he must do something right. Okay, thank you. May I ask, what is your name?
My name is Jeff Napoleon.
Jeff, you are DJing at the Bridal Fashion Week. What it takes to sustain an event of that magnitude? It's a lot of pressure on you to get the right music for each designer, to have everybody in the mood. How do you prepare for your gig?
I don't really. I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years now, so it comes a little bit more naturally to me now. So, but back when I first started, I did feel a lot of pressure with, making sure that the timing is right and things.
Now you're senior, now you're veteran. What is the advice? What are your how-to, a life hack? Do you bring extra cables? Do you bring extra hard drive or extra computer? Is there any things that you do that others DJ might not do?
As far as like what I do, I try to prepare for a little bit for everything. And I was like, with doing it for so long, like you kind of see like and you kind of see different things or whatever. So you prepare for the next time. So as like now, like I don't even think about it anymore. Like now, I just kind of know what I need to bring and what I need to.
Two controllers? Do you bring like two computers? Like
I have another controller that's literally on the way. That's what the space is for, right here. I have another controller on the way, just in case one goes down. I always have a backup. So yeah, it's always having plan A, plan B, and sometimes a plan C.
What kind of music do you prepare to play in between, like to get the mood rolling? Like how do you get people excited, so they actually feel it's a bridal fashion week? It's different from like regular fashion show. It's different from like regular party. It has to be like have some kind of feel of a wedding, but it's not a wedding, so it's still a show.
I mean, it's still a show. I kind of prepare for it at kind of like a wedding normally. As far as like setting the mood, you want to get like your Kenny G's and things of that nature, just to kind of set the initial mood. But at the same time, it's still a celebration of the designs and things of that nature. So you kind of want to uplift people and whatnot. So throw a little Bruno Mars in there just to uplift some people, and get the tempo going. But kind of keep it along the lines of maybe like a wedding reception of things of that nature. That's kind of like my mindset with coming into a bridal fashion week.
Sound is very important. Like I do photography, I do videos. It's the picture is important, but sound is way more important. If they don't like the sound, if it's not, they're not gonna watch, they're not gonna see. So when I put videos on YouTube, for example, a lot of music that people use during their show is copyrighted, so it's get blocked. So I have to replace the music. So designers who have original music that is not copyrighted are getting their views on YouTube right away. Other designers get blocked across the world, and they have to replace the music, and it's a lag time. By the time the video is uploaded, other designers are in front. Like, do people take that into consideration when they choose the music for a bridal fashion show? Also, to be the first one when they give you music and say, "Oh, this is original music," or "This is like a mix of what I got from someone else."
I mean, no, I don't get a lot of that. A lot of people, they think of their music again, in my experience, that a lot of designers, they think of the music as an afterthought, and I think it should be like the first thought. Again, like you said, it's good to have the visual, but without the music to kind of help it usher it along, you kind of lose all sight of that. And if they took a little bit more time into thinking about the songs that they want to have prepared or have towards the look of whatever models that they have come out with their designs on, it'll enhance their whole experience.
If folks wants to hire you, like, do you have like Instagram or Facebook page? How they can look your music, your DJing?
I mostly do private events, but I'm always open to doing different things. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. My name is Fada Knows Best, FADA Knows Best, on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
Cool. Thank you so much. May I ask, what is your name?
I'm Kelsey.
See, what is your assignment today?
I'm in charge of PR, so PR coordinator. So I oversee seating chart, arrangements, and checking people in today.
What is the key in treating HR properly and putting folks in the right seats? Because you want the beautiful people probably in the front seat, maybe like a less fancy looking folks maybe in the back, maybe sometimes like important people who are VIPs and the influential people should be in front of the audience. How do you recognize who is who?
Well, we already have the seating arrangements ready to go, but I think the biggest part of PR is just talking to people and getting to know people and making them feel special, because we're the first people that talk to them when they come into the show. So I just always have a positive attitude, and I love fashion. So I think that just makes it easy.
What is the distinction between a fashion show and like a high-end fashion show and a bridal show? When everything is white and we're talking about weddings and we're talking about like a little bit, it's a big gowns. Usually it's all
Yeah, a regular fashion show is just a little bit busier. There's a lot more going on. We have more designers, and here it's a little bit more intimate. We have less people in the shows. The designers have more gowns, and everything, obviously, like you said, is white and all about bridal, so it's a little bit more romantic. Whereas, like September Fashion Week is like more energy. It's more dancing, like a lot more like busy.
How do you recognize the bride to be in the audience? Like some folks come just to buy for their like boutique stores, some folks just come to see stuff, but there are actually ladies who are actually planning to get married and they're looking for a dress. And how do you know who is who?
I'm not sure. I can never tell. Everyone's just super happy to be here, so
Okay.
I just try to.
Where do you go to school? What do you do?
I go to Cal Poly. I'm about to graduate. I'm a journalism major.
What is your Instagram?
It's at Kelsey Christina, KELSEY KRYSTINA.
Guys, check it out. Maybe she has some cool photos there. Good job. May I ask, what is your name?
Megan O'Rourke.
Megan, what do you do? Where do you study?
I study at the Fashion Institute of Technology.
What are you gonna do once you graduate? You going to be a designer, like a PR? What do you want to do?
I'm a photography major, so I'm hoping to do something hopefully fashion related with
Okay.
photo.
Do you know what's the distinction between filming a bridal fashion show versus like a high-end fashion show? Because we have a lot of white, so white balance is like the background is white, the dress is gonna be white. So how to make your dresses, like what's the Kelvin gonna be today?
Well, usually with white, it's definitely harder to like meter the scene, but you just have to know that whatever like your camera is telling you is going to be a little off. So you're going to have to know to like bring down your shutter and like just make sure that everything's like in the correct exposure.
So your assignment today to do a photography. What are you gonna do today? Like what's the in which capacity are you here today?
I'm actually here for social media, so I'll be at the pit of the runway doing a live stream. So
Live stream for designer, or like
for the Instagram account
for the Instagram, for
yeah.
the shop. Gotcha. Okay, what is the key in a live stream? Do you need to charge your battery? Do you need to have a good light? Like, what is the key to not get interrupted? Because sometimes they would play, let's say, copyrighted music, and the live stream gonna be ended. Do you have a backup plan in that regard?
That's definitely the big fear is losing connection or Wi-Fi, but I have my portable charger and connected to the Wi-Fi, so hopefully just knowing that my phone is charged and that
What I'm talking about, sometimes, let's say, the Facebook, or like which channel you're gonna use, Instagram, Facebook, where you're gonna
Instagram. Yeah, Instagram.
Instagram has a software that it's kind of artificial intelligence, and it would recognize when it's copyrighted music belong to an artist played without permission. So so they might, after let's say 20-30 seconds, they can capture that you playing without permission, you don't have a right for that particular song, and they will shut down your stream. So you would have probably to have another backup, another account that's not going to be blocked for show to continue filming. Like, do you have a backup plan in that regard? Because if your assignment is to do live stream, and 20 seconds after the show starts, you're going to be blocked, and you would not be able to upload anything for the next 72 hours. How are you going to do your assignment?
Well, I'm only signed in on the Instagram account for Bridal Fashion Week,
But they have two.
but they definitely have a backup, and I'll
So
probably
you're not the only one who's streaming.
yeah, and I'll
Someone else
probably
can
have a
be-
backup phone
So you
too.
have another Instagram account that you can log out and log into the next one and
Yes.
continue, like put proper tags, so you can have a backup system.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So looks like we are prepared here. And what is your Instagram?
I actually have to find out what the exact title. I'm actually not supposed to give it out. You have to talk to the yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. Then follow the main one account that you see on the channel. Thank you. Cool. What is your name?
Jordan.
Jordan. I see you have a cool gimbal. Is it a full frame?
Yes.
Okay, and you filming today at the Bridal Fashion Week for the Makeup and Hair folks. Like, how did you acquire your gimbal videography skills?
What do I do besides it? I do music videos, I do promo videos, weddings, all of that.
Where do you put those? Do you have a YouTube channel by any chance?
I have Instagram, I have YouTube. It's under Top 9.
How big is your following?
Instagram, I have 11.5K.
What about YouTube?
Close to 100.
100,000 or 100 people?
No, just 100 people.
Okay, cool. I film often at the YouTube space in Chelsea Market, and I film at Brick Art Media Center. Like, how do you find your gigs?
I feel like they more so come through word of mouth and social media, from promoting through Facebook and all of
Where
it.
did you go for school?
I took 2 years at community college, and I decided to do my own thing, and branch off and learn everything myself.
Do you write your own music?
I don't do music at all.
You just film.
Yes, just film music videos.
And what do you use for editing? Are you Premiere lady or are you DaVinci?
I love Premiere.
Premiere?
I like to do most of my music videos in there, and sometimes I might switch over to Final Cut.
Okay. Premiere came out now with a new software. I don't know if you saw the Rush. It allows you to edit on your phone and edit on the computer, so you can do it remotely. Do you think you're gonna migrate to the I don't know if are you familiar with Rush?
I've heard about it. I haven't been able to look into it yet, but based off what you just said, I definitely would love to go educate myself on that.
It's much faster. Like everybody, usually whoever come up with the first version wins the competition, especially if we're talking about views and numbers of followers. So it's really important, not only quality, but also come quickly to be published. Designers want the show is right there, and they want it instantly redimification. And Rush allows you to edit all the color correction and basic stuff. So you can edit from different devices. That's I have my team in China and Russia, so I can upload here on the cloud, and they can we can basically edit simultaneously. So the labor over there is cheaper, but the computers here are much more powerful. So if I film, let's say 8K or 16K, then it's I don't have to mail that terabytes of footage over there. So it's and the computers are much stronger. So it's faster rendering and all that stuff. What do you use for to choose your gimbal skills? Do you like more fast movement? Do you like the smooth?
I feel like I film more so at a slower type pace. It all depends. I kind of as for music videos, I go based off the energy of the artist. So I would probably film based on how they're moving.
99% of your competition are guys, and there are very few female videographers out there. What is your advantage, with the feminine touch and the feminine kind of view of the camera? Usually, a beautiful girl would be a model and in front of the camera, and you not that you are beautiful, but you behind the camera. So you kind of it helps you to understand what's going on?
Yeah, I believe that my feminine eye helps me to be able to pick out certain shots other than, maybe a male artist, because especially I film more so males. I rarely film females, but even they say they feel like I have a different eye versus a male. So, yeah.
What is your Instagram? What is your YouTube channel?
Top 9, that's TOPNYNE. So it's 9 with a Y.
Cool. Guys, check it out. Maybe some cool music, cool videos out there. And this is her gimbal. That thing is expensive. May I ask, what is your name?
Jessica.
Jessica, how do you know Gregory Moore?
How do I know Moore? I work for him.
Okay, how did you find out? Did he saw you on the street and said, "Work for me"? How did you find out that he does that?
My friend, she was here earlier, the blonde one. She is in the PR department.
And her name?
Kelsey Parmesan. Yeah, and she actually introduced us and thought I'd be good for the production coordinator. And so
Being
that-
friends with important folks, it's helpful to get to important gigs. You see, guys? And not only being pretty, of course, also helps. In which capacity are you working here today? What do you do?
Here, I'm the production coordinator.
And what it entails?
So that entails making sure that the ballroom looks nice, everything all together is put together. The gift bags are on the seats, the runway looks good. Pretty much the overall picture of all the areas.
What is the key to keep production smoothly and ready for the backup plan? Let's say someone freak out, someone faints, didn't eat. Like you have to eat right after that. You should not be starving.
Yeah.
What is the process?
Keeping everything organized is probably the main thing because you want to be able to.
Come closer. You keep moving away from me. We can't see you.
You want to keep everything organized because you want to make sure that you know where everything is at all times in case you need to run and go and grab something. And you want to make sure everyone working under you and all the volunteers know exactly where everything is. So my biggest thing is making sure everything's clean and organized, especially stuff in the backstage you really want to keep together.
Do you put together like a list of notes, like, okay, you're doing this, like you have a pre-production meeting,
Yes.
you have like a, inspiring your team so everybody is excited and having enough coffee, like what is the process to, so since they are volunteers, they're not getting paid, so they want to get entertained also, they want to, do some Instagram pictures, they want to have their fun time. How do you keep them actually doing what needs to be done?
Be nice to them. That's a big one. Get along with your volunteers for sure and the people under you because they're looking up to you for experience and notes, and you want to have your own notes of everything to do. So be sweet, but know what they should do. Don't just let them stand around. Be like, hey, here's a job for you. Here's a job for you. Instead of just have everyone stand around and being bored. And it really goes in hand with the experience of that because then they can see more of the backstage. Once you give them tasks, they can really be hands-on with it.
What do you do in real life? Do you go to school? Do you work somewhere? What do you do?
I work and I go to school.
Okay, which school? What do you study? What do you do at work?
What do I do at work? I'm actually in events.
You're running events?
Yeah, and so I live in California, the Central Coast, yeah.
Oh, that's why the distance. Now I realize, people in New York are much closer, and they want to squished. And California, you guys have space, which we don't have. In New York, apartments are very small, so the wedding dresses are small, and everything is very tight. In California, everything is big. The closets are huge. There are lots of dresses, so space is the distance makes a distinction. Okay, may I ask, what is your Instagram?
What's my Instagram? Jessica.r.foot. F-O-O-T-E. Because that's my last name.
Guys, check it out. Maybe she will have some cool pictures there. Maybe you need a project coordinator or event coordinator, and maybe Jessica might be of assistance if you have the right amount of money or importance of your event. Thank you. Jessica, would you like to see your interview? May I ask, what is your name?
Christos.
Christos. What is your assignment for today?
Today I'm the backstage coordinator for Fashion Gallery New York Fashion Week.
What is the key for the backstage production? How do you make sure that everybody is doing their job?
Making sure that we're on timeline, making sure everyone is where they're supposed to be and when they're supposed to do it.
What do you do in the real life? Where do you work? Do you go to school?
I am a photographer. I love editorial and I like to shoot street style.
But today you're not taking pictures. At least I don't see a camera on you at the moment.
No
but do you do, what kind of photography do you do?
Street style photography. Yeah.
Do you go to exhibitions? Do you show? Do you sell your work? What do you do with this street style photography?
I like to blog with it on Instagram. What I like to do is work with different designers and boutiques to set up photo shoots outside and found spaces. I like to take a scene and turn it into something amazing.
With the street style photography, it's kind of you don't have a permission from the person, you don't have the release up front, and you have to capture the second right that moment, because the person gonna be gone, the station gonna be gone, the whatever this it's happening, you have to take a picture at that moment. You can't use the flash, you can't change the lens, you have to be extremely fast and like creative with the production. What is the key to staying compliant with the street style photography, especially in a city like New York, where so many police officers who doesn't let you put a tripod on the ground or like a monopod and stuff, like especially it's so busy?
So there's two ways that you can go about it. You can do street style, where you shoot normal strangers and you have to quickly get their consent on paper. Or what you can do is like what I like to do, you kind of set it up, you get dressed in a private location, then you go outside and take the pictures as if it was staged, you know?
What do you mean? Can you explain?
Yeah, you stage it. Okay, so street style, you're supposed to look like you're just regular schmegler walking down the street, but you can stage it. So you can do hair, makeup, get them dressed professionally, then
Right.
go outside and pretend like they're just walking, but it's staged. That way you can guarantee that you get a good shot.
Oh, I see. So,
Yeah.
so it's still a plan, and there is not much exprompt, but it's planning in advance. But you use the city as your studio rather than like actually in like a. I see. Gotcha.
Yes, using the world as my background.
What is your Instagram? How folks can find your work?
Christos Oeuvre. That's CHRISTOSOEUVRE.
Guys, check it out. Should be a cool photography there. May I ask what is your name?
My name is Rebecca Giovanna,
Where are you from?
Puerto Rico.
Is this your first time you're doing the fashion show, or like you done many of those?
This is not my first time. No.
Do you know which designer you're gonna wear today?
I'm going to wear Oona Nicole. Oona Nicole.
Okay. What is the key to show the bridal collection? Like regular fashion show, you can have a bouncy walk, you can have a fast-paced walk. There are like mermaid walks. What is the bridal walk? What kind of?
It's just to look classic and make them want to buy the dress.
How?
Just instead of showing you, you show the dress, and whatever you like want to transmit, the dress is like your feeling. You show it, but like in a classic way.
But what is the difference between selling like regular dress and the bridal, which is like usually it's white, right? So it's like when we're taking pictures, it's like all white big piece. So you want to show the garment. Like, do you take a slower moves, or hold the pose longer, or you just keep moving to get the material, like to show how it moves with the wind? Like, what is the key to present the bridal dress?
You walk slower and you pose like more classic. It's just like a different walk. When you walk for other designers, you just walk faster and like more sharp. In this, you just walk slower and just show the dress.
What is the difference between a fashion show here in New York and Puerto Rico? Where are you from? Like, is it there is a distinction? Like in New York, we are like all up to beat, like everything bum 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 has to be done, or like back home it's more like relax and like slow down, like.
Yeah, here everything goes on time. If the show is at 1 hour, it starts at that hour. In Puerto Rico, if it starts at 1 hour, it starts like 30 minutes late. Everything here is super sharp and on time.
Okay. If folks wants to work with you as a model, what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Giovanna_MDL.
Do you know what kind of jewelry you're gonna wear? What kind of who's doing your makeup and hair?
My makeup and hair, I don't know.
Well, may I ask, what is your Instagram? You're doing her makeup.
Laura Victoria Acosta.
Okay, guys, this is the makeup lady. So once you see the show, you'll see the hair lady. I'm sorry, the hair lady. You can see it's a hair lady. I'm a little bit rusty. Okay, guys, check it out. And this is the head of hairstyling, I believe. What is your Instagram?
Real Style Beauty, REELSTYLE_beauty.
Okay, and now you're gonna see how the hair makeup will look at the show. Thank you. Let's find out. What is your name?
Jada Johnson.
Jada, which designer are you gonna wear today?
Una Nicole.
Okay. Are you doing the night show as well, or just this one?
The night one too.
And who is doing your makeup and hair?
Alicia Sparks with Sparked Makeup Artistry. And hair, I believe, is Ted Gibson.
Okay. How did you get ready for the show today? What time did you get up?
I got up at like 10 and I came down here at 11. So, yeah, and getting hair and makeup done. So,
Why do you like modeling? Why do you like to be on the runway?
I like the feel of the clothes moving and getting hair and makeup done and meeting new people.
Bridal fashion show is quite different from a regular fashion show. You need to show how the garment will move and how the bride will feel in the garment. What is the key to present the bridal dress, wedding dress versus like regular fashion show?
I think it's to take your time so that they can really see, the outfit and see, because a wedding dress is a lot different than a regular outfit. So,
do you think that presenting the bridal dress today might help you to choose your bridal dress one day when you're gonna need it, maybe for yourself?
I definitely think so. Yes.
Do you enjoy getting your makeup and hair done for you versus doing everything on your own, or you just kind of live through this?
It's really nice to get it done. Yeah, it's really nice.
Okay. What is your Instagram? How folks can look you up?
Jada.renee.johnson.
Jada, hopefully she has some cool pictures on her Instagram. Guys, check it out. Maybe it's gonna be fun. Okay. Gabriela, well, we don't want folks to fall over the camera. Who is doing your makeup and hair?
Our makeup was done by Be Sparked by Mac, and our hair is by Real Style Beauty.
Why do you do the fashion show?
I love walking. I think this is something that has been in me for so long, and now I'm just doing what really passionates me.
Okay. What is the key in being a model specifically for the bridal fashion week versus like regular fashion show?
A lot of discipline, and more than that, just to like know your body, so you can know how to play with it, and you can look you look fine, and you can look really good with the dresses.
Do you think modeling at the bridal fashion week wedding dresses can help you to choose your own wedding dress one day for yourself?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you see a lot of beautiful pieces that these designers are going to bring in, so obviously I am really, really sure that it can help you decide what dress I would like to have.
What is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Nicole Gabriela __.
Guys, check it out. Maybe it's fun. Okay. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Kelly DeSario, and I'm the owner of Real Style Beauty.
A Real Style Beauty, you probably have your own business, your own productions, but you came here today to help produce the fashion show for bridal production. Why do you do that?
So fashion has always been a very strong part of my background in education. And I've been part of New York Fashion Week and New York Bridal Fashion Week for over 10 years. And
Why? What, do you get clients out of this? Do you have business? Do you practice your skill?
It's really about the inspiration for other hairdressers and for people that are creating styles and doing the consultations with brides specifically. So it's to help hairdressers around the country build their clientele by giving the source of the trends, the inspiration, and the education right here at Backstage Fashion Week.
Does it help you to choose your troops, and when you see how fast they work and how great they do the work, does it help you to recruit more people to work for your business, or it's like just something that you do to sharpen your skills in that sense?
So it's a little bit of both, but I definitely think that the energy that we have at New York Bridal Fashion Week Backstage is really about the hairdresser from all over the country trying to elevate their business and their brides and their styling in their home cities. So we support, and I've gotten people to join my team and grown my business through it, but it's really about supporting other hairdressers around the country that aspire to do the same.
what it takes. Let's say many brides come here to see what kind of gown they want to buy, and sometimes they see what kind of make a hairstylist I will want for my wedding. What it takes for convert that number of seats that are out there to actually follow your Instagram and then give you a call and say, you know what, I'd like you to do hair and makeup for my wedding. Like, what is the ratio? How does it work?
So I think it depends season to season as well as designer to designer. Some
10 years.
yeah, and some designers are more relatable and more ready to wear, and then other designers are couture, very high fashion, high end that ship all over the country, all over the world. So it varies, but I think that there's about a 30% return on actual bridal exposure to build your business with servicing and contracting new bridal clients, because based on the followers that the designers have, they really get to see what we do and how we do it by completing the look. So it's also a challenge for us because we want to be high fashion, we want to bring what looks great on the runway, but we also want it to be relatable and inspirational to the client.
Let's say models, when they do interviews or they take pictures or post them on Instagram, and photographers, if they know who is doing the hairstyling and they can tag you, does that converts into like a following in the actual gigs as the brides for weddings?
Yeah, because it's a relationship. So it's the beginning steps of a relationship that not only are we building by tagging each other and supporting each other, from designers to hairdresser to makeup artists to stylists, but then we're building our networks, because by showing what I've done with this other designer and who they chose, which would be me for their hair services, it makes their audience want to have the same caliber of servicing and caliber of style, whether it's from nails to makeup to hair. They want the whole picture.
We don't have that much time, but maybe you can touch a little bit on the philosophy, on the style. What kind of hair we're gonna see today on the runway? What's inspired that look?
So I think that the colors are really beautiful but soft, and I'm always a fan of a beautiful soft wave with variation, because I think that it relates to what real brides are looking for. They want a beautiful polished look, textured waves. So we're bringing some of that here, but then we're breaking it down so it's a little bit more editorial, and it has variation from a pompadour mohawk retro set into a heavy side part set, which has elements that allows the consumer to relate to and allows skill set for our hairdressers to bring back to their clientele. But on the runway, it reads very high fashion. And
what is your Instagram?
Real Style Beauty. So it's REEL style_beauty.
Ladies, you will see plenty of pictures of lots of hair styling on that Instagram. Take a look. Thank you. Ani, you are head of nails at the Bridal Fashion Week. Nails extremely important. Girls really pay attention, and it's usually the first nail person who does their nails actually can advise the who is the photographer, who gonna be the makeup person, who gonna be the venue. Like basically, nail is the first one the future brides talk to before they even start like looking at the venues or like all the other bigger expensive folks. What is the key to do nails for the Bridal Fashion Week?
The key is to have a nail that stands out, that matches the ring, and also complements the bride's bouquet. Okay. So bling, nude, soft pinks, those are all great colors for bridal.
Okay. How the ladies choosing the nails, and what is in the trend right now? Is there any particular new trend that you think will transpire in 2019, 2020?
I think the trend is glitter, because dresses are calm, nails are bold. So we're doing glitters, we're doing gold glitters, silver glitters, crystals, Swarovski crystals, as well as the French manicure, a French ombre manicure. Those are the bold looks of 2019 bridal.
Okay, you're very concise. You really know what you're talking about. What are the best companies you think that supply the products for the nail polishing, nails for the brides? Can you share a couple of ideas, like which one you like, which one you might not like?
I love Woofy White. It's a bright white. It does not get dirty. It's long lasting. It's the best. As well as Kiara Sky Gold Glitter, as well as OPI Bubble Bath. Those are the top sellers when it comes to bridal. Every bride I have, 9 times out of 10, is picking between those 3.
Okay. How the companies that produce nail polisher nails, how do they market their products to the market? Do they go through the stylist like you and say, okay, show it like on the fashion week, and then everybody else will start using it next year, or they just do a major national campaign on TV? Like, what is the process for them to get their product out there? Because like you just mentioned 3, the one that the most famous right now, but I'm sure next year it will be some new innovation, something new will come out. How that gets to move in the ranks to the public to get more visibility?
I believe social media is the largest way to push a product. Between as many manicurists and nail techs are online, they're able to push it towards the nail techs, so the nail techs push it to the brides. So Woofy White, we target nail techs, and it allows nail techs to push it to the clients.
What is your Instagram? How people can reach out to you?
They can follow me on Instagram. My name is Nails by Lonnie. I also have a website that's nailsbylonnie.com, as well as Woofy White Gel Polish Instagram and Press by Lonnie Instagram.
Thank you. Guys, check it out. Should be cool nails there. Hey, can you introduce yourself? What is your name?
Anarissa Bernard.
Okay. What is the name of your collection?
Anna Nicole.
Why did you name your collection Anna Nicole?
Because I don't have any girls, so I just have boys. So if I was to have a daughter, I didn't want to name her after me. So I took part of my name and then I just added Nicole on there.
Do you think as a mother of boys it's important to make wedding dresses so they when they get married they will have beautifully dressed wives?
Of course, but I just don't do wedding dresses. I do menswear as well. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah.
What inspires you as the fashion designer?
Oh man, I love vintage stuff. So I learned how to sew at the age of 12. So my godmother was a seamstress and my mom sewed a little. So I sold my first wardrobe at the age of 12 for a summer enrichment program from a church. So that's how I learned how to sew. Even though I never wanted to be a fashion designer, I didn't go to school for fashion. I went to school for fashion design after I got my bachelor's, but I became more interested in it, and my husband was the reason, like literally pushed me to do fashion design versus acting, because I have a degree in theater as well. So I started out in acting and then moved over to fashion design. Yeah.
What is the distinction of being designer of the menswear or other fashion versus the bridal? Today we're showing the bridal collection. Like, what is the distinction?
The distinction is, well, when menswear is more technical, more deep. It's more technical because it's a lot of pieces. But men are becoming more fashionable than the ladies, so you can be more creative with menswear now versus a long time ago. But I love menswear. I love to do menswear because they really don't have a lot of African American female menswear designers out there. So that's why I am so focused on menswear. But I know we're doing bridal, but I love bridal because I like to do gowns based on the female silhouette.
Is there a distinction between there are brides who are light skinned, there are dark skinned, like girls who have person of color? Is there a difference in getting a wedding dress for a person who has skin to them versus a person who have just plain white like a?
I think when designing bridal, it's all based on the individual style, their creativity, their personality. That's how I create my design. So once you talk to the consumer or talk to the client and get a feel of who they are and how they are, then you can create a design based on their body shape and what they like. So that's where my creativity comes when doing gowns or any garment, because I like to build a relationship with my clients for them to trust me to do and produce the vision that they have. So once you understand the client, you can produce a great garment for them that's flattering for their body shape. So that's the distinction.
How do you find something that's listen? Sometimes they have an idea, but you as a designer have a vision, and you can present with something different that's what they will love at some point. How do you make them listen to you?
Well, you have to make them trust you. Yes, they come with crazy ideas, but it's still your brand. It's still your name behind it. So you offer them, you say, hey, okay, I understand you like that, but I think this would be more flattering for you. So sometimes they think they know, but they really don't know.
They
so
come to you for advice.
yes, so they come from it. Yeah, because you come to me, so they give me their idea.
To you, so there is a reason why. Gotcha. What is your Instagram? How the people can find you? Where they can buy your work?
Right now we're working on our website, which will be ananicole.com. We already have the domain, but we're working on the website. So pretty much like this collection is pretty much what's going to launch our ready-to-wear brand, because we want to move away from custom and just do strictly ready-to-wear. However, you still can customize the garment. So if you see a garment and say, hey, I like this, but can I get this in this color? Yes, we can get it in that color. So you start off with the base price, and then once you customize it, then the price go up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now you can take a look at their website and their Instagram and see if that's something that you want to buy. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the head of makeup at the bridal fashion show. Her name is Kelly. We're gonna find out, how did you select your crew members?
Okay, so my name is Alicia Sparks Gillette, and I am the makeup lead, as you said. It was a very selective procedure, just making sure that each makeup artist that was chosen would be capable of accomplishing these looks in a timely manner. So, of course, going through their portfolios, going through their Instagram, their social media.
People steal pictures from someone else. People take hours and hours to do a look. They might have, let's say, 10 looks, and maybe one day they have something amazing, or someone help them. How do you know that they can actually do it on time in front of you? Like, how do you do you talk to, question them if they understand the keyword?
Absolutely. So once they were put onto the list as a prospect, then we have them come in, we do a seminar, we sit down, we make sure that they are capable of doing those looks and that they are doing the looks that they have in their portfolios. So then that way we know for sure that they are capable of doing that.
Do you think referrals, and if someone knows a person, let's say, I work with that person is good, they might have... Okay, okay. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, that was Gregory. So let's go back to the my question. Sometimes people have amazing portfolio, a great work really fast, but they're assholes when they work with.
Right.
And they are not really trained. Sometimes you would go to the fashion week and it's like a troops.
Right.
You don't talk back to me. Just do as I say, and they just have to do your vision, because you're doing a designer vision, and you have to command your troops, and they have to follow order. It's like bum fast. How do you sustain that fast pace?
So it's all about being organized, making sure that everyone is on one accord, everyone knows exactly what needs to be done, and also you don't have to be an asshole. It can get done as long as you have people that understand work ethic, that understand what needs to be done, and that understands the greater goal of what we're reaching for. So as long as everyone is on the same page and we're organized, it runs like a well-oiled train, and we just glide on.
Okay, what is your Instagram? How they can reach out to you?
You can find me at Alicia_Sparks_Gillette. That's ALISHIA_Sparks SPARKS_Gillette GULLATT.
If I ask you to close with advice, maybe, what is the new trend for 2019, 2020? Do you know if any company that's not known to major public, but you already know that they're gonna be big, it's gonna be important, if you have maybe a life hack to makeup of 2020, which would be that company or that brand?
I would have to say, honestly, I'm a girl from Ohio, and in the Midwest, a lot of the amazing companies that are there never really get the opportunity or the shine that they deserve. So I would, of course, recommend all of my hometown makeup artists that have lines. We have Alter Ego, we have Miramiosa. We have some amazing brands that are there. And what I would say is just keep putting yourself forward. Keep putting yourself in front of the camera so that people can see you. Allow yourself to network with like-minded individuals that are trying to get to where we are today. And therefore, it can happen.
Okay, guys, if hopefully models will tag the makeup artist, and that makes the a fair trade, because you have to give credit to who did part of your look, because it's not just a dress, it's not just the hair, it's the whole thing together.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Because I've seen somebody do this last night.
Okay. Hold
I'm not
second.
trying to be funny, but you got this is your video thing too?
No.
Oh, so just this?
Yeah, I was here and then this came.
No. I'm not.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Sam Fatima.
Sam, you have a quite amazing setup. You have two gimbals on iPhones, and you're filming for the designer. What is the key to film with the gimbals, like two phones in your current setup? Like, how do you know? Are you putting one phone like as a wide angle shot and the one is a close angle shot? Like, what is the distinction? Why do you have that setup?
To be honest, I mean, the ideal situation would be to have two different shots and then in post change that.
But you one-man show, so you don't have like five people.
That's true. But at the same time, I ensure that at least I have one shot for sure, because we all know we show up sometimes, we have one camera and you're shooting and you get back and half the shots are not suitable for production.
Then you just shoot two just as a backup.
Right. And at the same time, it's a small factor, so it's not taking a lot of space. And it's a new setup that I'm trying. It might work, it might not work.
Oh, it's your first time playing with this.
First time. I mean, this is just came out beginning of this year, and it wasn't suitable. Just recently, they did a frame update, and that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to try this. But without the newest frame update, you wouldn't really be able to use it.
It only works with the iPhones, or
Yeah, I can use with the Android as well. There's if you see here, there's an adapter for the iPhone, and it comes with an adapter for Android as well. And you can use it without it as well, so it doesn't necessarily, you don't need a phone.
You filming with for the designer. Obviously, the house gets a good shot, but right. The designer, you choose, instead of a big bulky camera with like zoom and stuff, right. A phone as your media. Why?
Oh, this is for Instagram. This is the ideal thing for Instagram. It's fast. You give it to the designer right away. I don't have no, it's not a live stream, but it's easier to transfer right away and give it to the designer as opposed to the regular shot. You need to go and do a post on it, and it takes some time. So this is primarily for Instagram use, because you can shoot landscape with it, but I'm shooting just for Instagram.
Gotcha. What is your Instagram?
Glamour Captures.
Guys, check it out. I'm sure there are quite a few cool fashion videos on this Instagram page. May I ask, what is your name?
Darius Rhodes.
Darius, you here on the Riser. What are you going to do? Are you going to do some pictures?
Yes, runway photography.
So when you spoke with the other guys, and you have a quite a unique technique. Instead of writing to the producers like, oh, my name is such and such, I do this, I do that, you just send them a picture, and if they like your picture, they invite you. What is the key to send an amazing pictures? When you do cluttering, pressing, probably you have 5,000 pictures for the fashion day. How do you pick one picture that gets people attention and say, yes, you can come?
Well, first thing I try to look for is the technique. You always want the feet, the heel and the foot to be right.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, as long as the feet right, the model ain't closing her eyes, she looking straight ahead, that's a go. Anytime it's like that, that's a go.
a lot of people just go to take pictures from Vogue, from famous photographers, claim them of their own. How do you make sure that the pictures is yours rather than just stolen from someone else?
Well, that's one thing I do with the logo. So my logo stands out, and a lot of people recognize the logo. And also with the color temperature, I always like to be a little blue, so it stands out a little bit.
Okay. So do you think the watermarks, folks could just remove them or add them? There is a new software that's really good with this shit. What is the key to sustain? Like you put a cross mark through your picture. How do you make sure that your art craft is not stolen by others?
I do the watermark across D Rose photos, and I also put low res picture. So even if they screenshot it, it's a low res picture. It's not like the full actual picture. So it kind of saves me back from anybody wanting to do anything with the picture.
What is the process to monetization in picture business? Do you do the stock photography, or you feed from the designers, or from the magazines? Where the money come from?
All right, so D Rose Photos, we basically, our main competitor is like Getty Images. So we do basically the same stuff. So we could get the image to you right from online. Designers come to us to get images, and models also come to us to get images too. So it's pretty straightforward. Everything's online. The shows, the designer, go there, pick the image you want, and you could get it right from there. And that's what keeps us going, by everybody showing support. And
what is your Instagram?
D Rose Photos, DRHODES Photos, PHOTS.
Guys, check it out. I'm sure there are cool pictures there. Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory would not appear on the screen, but he sent someone special, and we're gonna find out why he trusts you so much. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Candace. I am the show coordinator for Fashion Gallery.
Why Gregory trusts you so much?
More trusts me because I'm very organized, and the shows have to go perfectly, and I make sure I do that thoroughly.
And what's the key to do your job right?
Organization, and a great staff.
Is there any shortcuts for a great fashion show, specifically around the bridal?
No shortcuts, absolutely not. Just be thorough on every detail. Details are important.
Okay. For example, what kind of detail? Would be some.
Just the organization of backstage, making sure backstage runs accordingly, so we start on time, and having the models ready and the models comfortable, and your beauty team, and just the organization of the whole production.
Okay. I see they line up the chairs really precisely, there are a lot of little details that Gregory would not let anybody light. Let's say the candles, he would do it himself because it's fire, and if it's a safety issue for the insurance purposes. So little things like that show the attention to details, and it converts into the paying attention when you produce your garments. So you need to do your work really precise, and it really fits, and the pictures are really right. So all those little things speak when the person dress up, let's say, and the button is right there. All that. How do you can spot a person who is organized for the show and who might be loose and not do the right thing?
Whenever I cast my staff, I make sure that I give them certain challenges, I give them certain duties, and I look at how they do what I ask them to do. If they do it proficiently and they do it on time, they do it the correct way, then I keep them. But it's all in the details. It's all in the details.
When I came in the morning and I had communication, I guess, with someone backstage, I didn't have my pass, I've been printed, and I had to go through the process first to get approved for the riser, and then get approved for the backstage. How did you just make a decision? At which point, I'm trustworthy to be let me in the back and do the thing?
Right. Well, we have over 200 requests for photographers photographers and videographers, things like that. So we have paid sponsors that come in and want to shoot our shows. So that's how that process is.
What kind of things you look at and how do you make your decision? Are you looking at the gear? Is it professional gear? Are you looking at how the person behaves or the social media? Like, what are the traits that you pay attention? How do you make a decision at that point? Okay, this is a stranger. We're not letting him backstage. At that point, okay, he's one of us. It's okay. Let him. What do you pay attention?
Process. Absolutely. It's definitely how you carry yourself on social media, the pictures you take, the following you have, the just social community that you have, if we want to affiliate our brand with you. So there's definitely a process of, just the pictures you shoot, the pictures that you post, and the content that you put out.
It's important, like, who follows you. If you have like guys like Vogue and Cosmopolitan follow you, and you have important followers, it means that less important people kind of listen to what you have to say, and those pictures would be seen not just by a large number of people, but people who matter in the industry. What is the announcement for the next show? Like, are you guys planning a next show after this?
September. New York Fashion Week, September, spring, summer.
Here in this hotel?
Correct. Stewart Hotel.
And what is your Instagram?
My Instagram, it's Fashion Gallery, FGNYFW.
What do you do besides helping Gregory? Like, it's your full-time job. That's full-time job. Okay, guys, listen up. Hopefully, she has amazing pictures on her Instagram. And come September, if you might not, maybe you still can buy tickets for the this fashion week that bridal fashion week that we're having right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
May I ask, what is your name?
Yvonne Corella.
Yvonne, I see that you're going to do some pictures today, right? Or video. What are you going to do?
I always pictures. I don't do video. Yeah.
Just pictures.
Yeah.
What do you do with those pictures?
I put them on Instagram. There are some people in Europe that I send them to. I get in touch with some of the models. There are a number of factors that go with it. But basically, I do it because I'm a fine art photographer. And this keeps my eye very sharp. I've been doing it now for 10 years.
What is the key for the fine art photography?
For fine art photography, it's basically you're doing things that would be landscapes, and you're looking for different artistic angles. It's something with a whole piece. Here we're doing fashion, which also is an art in itself. And it keeps the eye very, very sharp. I always say that because that's what I tell people. That's the magic of photography.
What is your Instagram?
NYC Marigold Images.
Guys, hopefully the music in the back doesn't bother you much. Follow the Instagram. Take a look. I'm sure there are some amazing pictures there. Thank you.
If you're sitting on the front row, please uncross your legs. Put the bag on the seat. We don't want those in the picture. No flashes on your phones, please.
And hold them in tight.